of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, this is spare time. We got a couple of bowlers in here, Jillian Martin and Kayla Starr. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. You can also put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. With the house cleaning out of the way, let's go ahead and bring them in. Jillian and Kayla, how's it going on this Monday night?
Doing great.
Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain about anything.
There's a few things Husker fans have complained about so far this weekend, but volleyball was certainly not one of them. Husker bowling, certainly not. They haven't started, but football, just to get things going. Another big day on Friday. Did you guys go to the game at all?
We did go to the game. Yeah.
Stayed for the whole game, too.
Have you been to all the home games so far?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm curious because I wasn't there. I was watching it on TV. When it got to overtime, what was kind of the temperature of the atmosphere? It felt like on TV, everybody already started to kind of hold their breath, like this thing might be over.
It's kind of like that. Everybody was just tentative. I mean, they're excited, but not like Colorado excited.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna. That's kind of the part of the problem is I don't know if we're gonna be able to match that Colorado excitement unless you win a bunch of games. Then yeah, people will certainly be excited. But all right, what was Friday night like then? Outside of the football, like what do you guys typically do when you got game days? Go support each other. Obviously, we see a lot of that with the student athletes. But what's a fun night for you guys?
I was actually working with a recruit, so
Okay.
I was on recruiting duty. Yeah, so for our team.
We had practice.
We did have
right
practice.
before. So we went to practice, came back, got ready for the game, and we walked there.
It was really weird, too. We had like an online learning day, so
Mhm.
none of our classes were allowed to be in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was odd, like
Yeah.
especially just on a random Friday. I
Mhm.
get it because they need like people off campus for football to come in and everything, but yeah, it was definitely really different.
Okay, I was wondering because so you guys didn't get any time off, is what it sounds like. I know they move a lot of
No.
things around, but you guys were still getting in practice, and obviously some online classes still involved.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys actually like to do when you're not bowling and when you don't have classes? You totally got the day off. Jillian Martin, like, what is someone going to find you doing for fun,
You know,
or even just relaxing? It doesn't even have to be for fun purposes.
if I'm relaxing, I'm probably reading, or watching like crappy reality TV.
Okay,
That too. One of those
like
two.
TLC reality, or like what kind of reality?
I'm trying to think.
Like
I don't
Jersey
know.
Shore, like some people will throw that. I know it's a popular
No,
one. Maybe
like
more
crappy
my
like
era.
reality dating shows.
Okay.
Yeah, we have like Love Island.
Oh,
yeah,
I see
like
what
stuff
genre
like
you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah, and right now The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
That's
Yeah.
a great
Pretty
title.
good one.
hmm Yeah, so that one's been recent.
I feel like the whole
also-
team watches that right now.
Yeah, I think our whole team watches that show.
I might
It's
have
really
to tune
funny.
in just based off that title.
It's like all over TikTok right now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I also love Big Brother. That's more like a game show, but it's also like reality TV, so like close enough.
Big Brother, who's the main actor in that?
Okay, so it is like more of a reality TV show.
Oh, it's still reality TV.
Yeah, so they like
Oh, okay.
bring people into this house and like they play games and compete and like you put people on the block and they get like eliminated and stuff like that. So
Might have to watch that too. All right, and I do want to talk about your guys' got to go team meeting. You had some fun there, but Kayla, before we do that, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm probably asleep.
So
Or I don't know. I don't have like hobbies. Like I don't know. Usually I'm just hanging out with somebody on the team watching TV, or I'm asleep, catching up on my sleep. I don't do much.
She's come over and napped like, quite a few
Yeah.
times. We'll hang out and it'll just be like napping. It's
She
like
got this
great though.
big beanbag.
Yeah.
Sleep in that a lot.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Especially, your first few years at the university was how much goes on and how busy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what the student athlete looks like, but I'd imagine that's all I'd have time for is to sleep as well. If I had to do workouts, making sure I'm eating right, going to practices, going to meetings, and then on top of that, trying to support other athletes out there at university. But with that being said, Jillian, you mentioned before we got on air here that you already had your team events with Coach Klempa. So what was that whole thing?
Yeah, we had like a little start of the season party. We do it every year, but it's like different times each year. And so this year we did a car rally. And so basically we started at the East Campus Union, and Coach Limpa and Coach JB like came up with a whole
Like scavenger hunt.
yeah
Thing.
And like so we had to drive around Lincoln,
Mhm.
like a bunch of different places. And
Everywhere.
It's pretty spread out,
yeah,
I don't
or
think we
just
ever made
around
it
like
to like
Lincoln
South
campus
Lincoln.
area.
it's Lincoln campus area
Okay.
and like downtown-ish.
So they're not sending you to Havelock.
No. It wasn't. But it took like 2 hours. It
Yeah.
took quite a while.
Because you'd have to like run around and like find something or take a picture of this or like
Yeah.
figure out what this is. Like little like not riddles, but kind of.
Yeah, and we had to use our cardinal directions with the map.
Which was
so
hard.
That was something.
Every time I'd
But
be
we
like,
did good.
West is this way. They'd be like, no, it's not. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was actually really fun because we split into teams, and we ended up at Coach Klempa's house. They sent us off like 20 minutes, like increments,
Mhm.
so that we wouldn't run into each other. But we actually all got back in this like the same amount of time.
Who was the first group to get run into? Because golf, you see that all the time, where you got golfers up front. If they golf super slow, they'll back everything up.
No one ran into anyone.
Yeah.
We all
you
got
just
back.
managed to meet each other all at the same time.
No, we got back in the same amount of time. So each group took
I
the same amount
see.
of time. So we each got back 20 minutes later than the other one. Yeah, it was actually interesting.
That's a well-planned scavenger hunt. If you guys were exactly
Yeah.
on the dot, all figured it out within that time window.
It was crazy planned. I don't even know. I don't
Yeah.
know how or
Because
what.
we were running too. Like it's not like we're all like, oh, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, no, it was really fun though. We had like a bunch of bonus points, so we drove down by the lake and like we got like 10 extra points for every fisherman and like people walking their dogs. And it was absolutely hilarious because we were just driving through. We're like, take a picture, take a picture,
Yeah.
take a picture. We're like screaming at each other in the car. But yeah, and I was driving, so that was a little bit of a time. But we had a really good time.
Yeah. Kathy dropped me off on the side of the road at one point. They were like, just run across the street and count. I was like, all right, guys.
So how many people are in a group?
4, 4, and 3.
4, 4, and 3. And then you were the quote-unquote driver for your group?
Yeah. So me, Kayla Verstrady, and Catherine were drivers. So yeah.
How was the stress of that? Or do you not mind at all?
I'm fine with driving. It was more like the combination of trying to figure out which way we needed to go and like also relying on like other people for that.
And they're probably
basically.
screaming behind you, telling you what you need to do and which way to go and
I
where
just
we need to
kept
focus.
asking. I was like, okay, so what's the next direction? So what's the next direction? What's after that? And so we just like kept going on like, okay, what is that? And yeah, we kind of made it work. It was a
Yeah.
little stressful. At one point, they forgot to tell me to turn, but I turned around in like 2 seconds. And then at the other point, we were driving downtown and I was like on the side of the road almost. And then we didn't know where we were going. So I literally just put my hazards on. I was like, I can't do this.
Hey, at least you don't do that much.
Exactly.
Some people just stop on the side of the road and they're like, oh, I'm just not going to let anybody know about it.
Yeah, no. I put my hazards on and there was no one behind me when I did it, which is why I stopped and I pulled off by like a parking spot. So it was fine. We were all
Way
good.
to do responsibly.
Yeah.
All right. Kayla, what about you? How was your group? Who was all in your group again?
I was with Catherine, Brenna, and Anna.
Or was it
So we were a
Catherine,
group
Brenna,
of
Anna?
4. And I'd say we did good. We communicated well. We weren't as creative as Jillian's group. Like we would like go around the parking lot at the park and like take pictures of people's like if you got like out of state license plates, it would be extra bonus points. So that was a little awkward because people would be like, why are you taking pictures of people's license plates? But they had Haley like running like through a garage.
Yeah, we got 10 bonus points if you got a selfie with a cop.
Yeah.
So we were downtown. We stopped at the university police station, and it didn't say our whole group had to be in said picture. So 2 of us went in to see if there was a cop there, and I was like, Haley, go run through the parking garage at University Suites because it's a college parking garage and everyone's coming from out of state. I was like, Haley, go run through there and get as many license plates as you can. And she did really good. It was crazy, but I was like, yeah. So we tried to.
You guys had what?
Make it work.
280 points.
Yeah,
I think we had 150, and Kayla, Desiree, and
So 260, 280 was first.
280 was first.
Second
150.
place was
150.
Whoa, okay, that's a big.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then third group was
117.
Yeah,
And then it was 20 miles, the total. And then
yeah.
there was an extra mile built in as a buffer, but every mile over that you went, it was -1.
So how'd you get to 280? Like, how many is that? Just like taking a
It's 'cause
parking
we
garage?
had 86 license plates.
Oh my lord, 10
And-
points each? Or no, how many is that?
That was 1 point each.
1 point each.
But then when we drove through the lake, like instead of turning around, we continued on the loop through the lake because it was 10 points per fisherman and 5 points per person walking their dog. And we were like, okay, realistically, if we drove an extra 10 miles and found one fisherman in that 10 miles, it would cancel out because of like the timing wise.
Right.
So we were like, we might as well do this 1 mile loop and get as many as we can. So we were just cruising on through, taking pictures, being like, here. Yeah. So we just we made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where we all had to go down a slide, and you get a video of it, and the park was crowded. I don't know how it was when you guys were there.
It was bad.
There was a lot of kids, and we all like got up on it, and this little girl was like, "You guys are too big to be here," and we were like, we're sorry." And all the parents were just staring at us.
Well, it was bad too because you had to have your whole group in the video. So we had to ask these random people to video us. And we went on the swings, but our whole team had to be swinging. And so there were 3 of us because the other person in our car, she had to stay in the car. But anyway, there were 3 of us and there were only 2 swings and 2 baby swings. So I'm like on this baby swing trying to imitate swinging so that we can get our points. It was so bad, but it was hilarious. So, yeah. And then we had to make a TikTok.
Yeah. Down. Where was it?
Downtown, on Centennial, right by the Capitol building, and the Capitol building had to be in the background.
We all made the same TikTok.
Yeah, all 3 teams.
Not unplanned?
Unplanned.
Yeah.
We just all ended up
Like,
making the same TikTok.
what's similar about the TikTok? Like, uncanny? Everything's
No, it
just
was like
points?
the same dance, the same song, like
Yeah.
all of it.
And they just told us to make a TikTok, and we just all happened to choose the same dance and the same song.
I mean, I guess it's a trending one, but like still.
Yeah.
Is that creepy, or is that just great team chemistry?
I don't know.
Hopefully, great team chemistry.
Yeah. I
That's
lean
bizarre. The
towards that.
same song, the same dance, and you guys didn't talk about it?
No,
And
And
not
that's
at all.
3 separate TikTok videos that all turned out exactly
Yeah.
the same?
Yes.
I mean, I guess I've seen Desiree and Kathy make it before, and I've made that same TikTok with Haley. So it's like,
Is it a
Yeah.
super common one? Is that all it is?
she said it's trending. Yeah.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
So
but
trending
still,
music, you guys are all doing it around the same time.
Mhm.
So you probably picked that one. Okay.
Mhm.
That's still kind of crazy. You guys
Yeah,
all did the
there's a lot
exact
of
same thing.
trending
Though.
there's a lot
TikToks,
of
so-
dances too.
Yeah. It was wild.
So what other crazy things did they have you do? Did you have to solve any riddles? Outside of navigating like compass direction?
It would just be like, oh, turn left on the mall you don't shop at. And so we figured out that that was Centennial Mall. That's how I figured that
Oh,
one
we
out.
didn't figure that out. We figured it out based on the next clue. We were like, oh, this is where we're supposed to be. We don't know how we got here, but we'll be here. So, I mean, a little bit, but not like crazy.
They weren't
Nothing too
extremely
hard.
difficult.
It was their first year doing it in like a really, really long time.
Mhm.
So I think they were still kind of getting back into the swing of things.
I think
and
I want to
so
say I
next year
remember
might be harder.
Amara and Gwen doing this.
They might have.
Yeah.
Were they
like, a
part of
while
that?
ago.
That did it? Yeah, this was meant like way
Yeah.
back. I want to say.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, and those guys I know had a lot of fun with it. I think they took a little bit longer than your guys' time window. I think it was a lot more branched out. I think the riddles were actually pretty complicated because I
Yeah.
remember they're talking about. I think like people got stuck if I remember correctly. For like they couldn't figure it out, and they're just like, okay, I got to call or text. Like I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I would bet it gets harder next year.
Yeah.
Just because I think they'll get kind of more into it and they'll try to make the clues kind of harder. But
Or
yeah.
if we do it again. They said
Oh,
could
yeah, we might do it again this year. So,
It'll just
Stay
make it
tuned.
harder.
Yeah, just make sure it's not in the dead of winter. That'd be not fun.
build a snowman, take a picture with a snowman.
You actually could make that fun. Now you're talking me into
Yeah.
Exactly.
it. All right. So then once you get that, you said you're all back at Coach Klempa's.
Yeah.
And then what's the just more team bonding? Guys watch a movie. Like every roster does a little bit different. Some even go, paintballing in the woods. What do you guys do?
Pictionary.
Mm-hmm.
And we played a new game called Passwords.
Yeah, password.
Yeah. And I liked it. I thought it was better than Pictionary, personally.
Yeah, it's funny because like in the past, we all like he sets up pickleball and like badminton and ladder golf and just some other stuff like in his backyard, and we all go
And I
out
heard
there.
pickleball's gotten really competitive.
It has. It's so funny. We were talking about Desiree because Desiree's really good playing Coach Klumpa because no one's been able to beat Coach Klumpa in a long time. And so we were like, okay, we'll play the games first. So we played Pictionary and then Password. It was new this year. JB wanted to do it. And so she had done the words and whatever. We literally played Password the rest of the night.
Yeah.
We were like that into it as a team. I
It
don't
was
know
so
why.
good.
Which one's Password? I can't think of it.
It's where
It's kind of like a game show.
yeah.
And basically, like, there's a word,
Mhm.
and there's 2 separate teams, and like only one person knows the word, and you can only like you have to tell your partner what it is, only using one word at a time, and you kind of go back and forth. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah.
like hard to explain. Like
I think I get what you're saying though.
You have to give like
So say
clues.
the word is sink, and the two people like you gotta say the same word at the same time to get it.
No, so
No.
like if the word was sync, there would be 2 separate groups of like one person, and so one group would start, and so in each group there's a guesser and like a
Somebody
describer.
Yeah.
And so the describer has to say a word. Obviously, can't be the word, but like
Right.
so the describer might say like kitchen, and then the guesser would guess, and if they get it wrong, goes to the next group.
And then
So
they have a word.
Yeah, they
And-
might say like water, and then if they still get it wrong, and so then you
Okay.
just keep going back
So I
and
do
forth
get it. I
describing
see
the
what
one
it is.
word
Yeah.
until someone gets it.
There's a lot of them.
I don't know why we were having so much fun with it, but we were all just so into it. It
Yeah.
was wild.
It is fun. We play that. The one I was thinking of, it's like where both people like get to see what the word is, but they can't say it.
Mhm.
And they each at the same time have to say a word as close as they can to whatever that is. So
Oh,
very if we
okay.
use the
Very
sink
similar.
example,
Yeah.
if like I might say kitchen, they might say water.
Mhm.
Okay, then we're gonna say it again until both people say sink,
Okay.
which is there's
nice.
another fun wrinkle of it. I can see how that takes you all night.
Yeah. Well, we were just going. We were just
Yeah.
having a good
Like,
time.
can we keep playing?
Yeah. So it was kind of funny. All
Yeah.
this talk about pickleball, and then we never even went at it.
No one
Yeah.
had the urge to try to beat Coach Klempa?
No. I'm
Is he really that
surprised.
good, or Kayla, the other Kayla, and Nana hyping it up? Because on Tuesday, if you say he's okay, they're going to tell me no, he's incredible.
Okay. Here's the thing. We haven't had anyone really good at pickleball.
Oh,
So
okay.
like he's just beaten everyone because he's like decent at pickleball. But like now Dez is like pretty dang
Yeah.
good. So it's like I don't know. I'll give Coach Limpo like an average, above average. You know, he's no pro, but he's no like
He's been around. He's
yeah,
played it.
Yeah, he's played. He knows he has a net at his house.
Des
Paddles,
is like
everything.
very good though.
Yeah, but Desiree's really good. She has like a professional paddle and she's like learning how to like curve it when
Yeah.
she serves.
How much does the professional pickleball paddle even cost?
I
She
think
said it was like $150.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes for pickleball!
a lot. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at some of these prices here. Do you guys play pickleball at all, or no? Is that more like you leave that to the other people?
I
You
mean,
have paddles?
yeah, I have the freaking $20 2-pack of pickleball paddles from Target because sometimes we'll go over there as a team and just like hang out.
Near the suites.
Yeah.
I'd say we pickleball at least once. Most of the team will pickleball once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
usually say once a week
hmm
for a lot of people.
What's our consensus on the paddles?
I'm amazed by these prices. She definitely could have gotten one for $150. She could have gotten one for $300. You got like
Oh my
150,
God.
200. Now, if you're average Joe, your ballpark, what most people are going to have is like $50, but still $50 for a paddle is more than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a new fun game, but I guess it's more and more serious by the day.
I'm telling you, Target 2-pack paddles, $20.
That's what I would go for.
Yep.
Because
Desiree
I'm not going to
swears
get that
by
into
it.
it.
And they come with 2 pickleball balls.
That's true.
You're covered. Right
You're
there.
covered.
Yeah.
Easy.
What
Can't beat
else
Desiree.
do you guys like to do for fun outside of bowling? If not pickleball, is there any other sports at one point in time you guys really cared about or got into even a little bit in your high school days? Or has it kind of always been bowling?
It's always been bowling. I mean, I would say up until high school, like I really like field hockey. It's just a big Maryland sport, so it's kind of like I grew up playing field hockey just because everybody else did. Played lacrosse, played basketball, but none of them stuck with me.
Does field hockey got unique rules to it outside of like what ice hockey is going to be? Or is it no, the exact same game?
They're pretty similar. I mean, like Obviously, like the checking and everything is different. Like
Yeah.
you can't really hit people at all in field hockey. That's more of a lacrosse thing. But there's a lot of similar characteristics, is what I would say.
Is there a pro field hockey out there in the U.S.?
I don't think so.
That might be something I have to look up.
I don't think so.
Because I'll be honest, like around here, we played field hockey, but I don't know anyone that's actually done it
No, field hockey's
like
very
for
big at
competitively.
home.
I believe there's a Team USA
Yeah, there is.
because a girl who went to my high school
Mm-hmm.
was really good at field hockey.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Did not know about that. All right. Well, that
Yeah.
being said, we'll go ahead throw it to our first break here. We got a couple of bowlers, Jillian Martin and Kayla Starr, both in here. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. We'll throw it to break. Talk to you guys on the other side.
A homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we've got a couple of Husker Bowlers here for the third show of Spare Time here with Jillian and Kayla. Again, if you guys want to join in, you can use these streams. You can use the Sarter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. All right, so looking at it, we talked off air before the first segment even, where this season starts, how close it is. We're already right around the corner. So kind of heading into the season, I'll ask you guys, what is the mindset where, it's still got some time, but it'll be here before you know it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about that a lot today too. Just talking about working hard, being consistent, things like that.
Yeah, giving 100%, showing up for each other, having that trust, and just kind of sticking together as we get into season, because things get a lot more. Yeah, they get harder. They get a lot more rough too, just with all the stuff that we have to do. But just being there, uplifting each other every day. So yeah, ready to put in the work.
How do you guys get through bad days or quote unquote adversity, right? Because if you're in Nebraska football, you had to wake up Saturday and get through something. Yeah, I did as a fan, so I'd imagine they had to get it out of their system as well. So when you guys have a bad day, bad practice, whatever it may be, how do you handle adversity?
For me, it's just like kind of staying grounded, just getting back to the mindset of like, hey, like I'm still good. It is what it is. Like you had one bad day, but just kind of get back on it, get back to work. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just remembering the history of like who you are, how you came to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also just remembering that like bowling isn't like what determines like your self-worth. Like you're more than just a bowler. And I think I've had a lot of conversations like that recently, just about like, what you do on the lanes is great, but you're still a great person. And at the end of the day, that's what truly matters.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys balance out that mental side? Especially today, I mean, more and more people talk about it. I know the staff at Nebraska has done a good job putting more emphasis, having coaches, not necessarily even coaches, but specialists that can help you out in those areas. When you do have those, quote unquote adversity days, remembering who you are. But what are some of the things that even just help you get into that point to where, I don't even know how to word this. Remembering mentally and just staying secure mentally, if that makes any sense at all, just having the confidence that stays with you despite a bad day.
For me, it's finding activities that I feel like just playing to like what I like to do. I know we talked reading earlier, but also like hanging out with my friends who value me as a person, and knowing like we can just kind of hang out and chill and whatever. We can hang out and sleep.
Yeah.
Don't have to do anything. No expectations.
Mm-hmm.
just kind of being able to be my full, genuine, authentic self around those people. I think that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah. I think the team as a whole does a pretty good job too of like, what happens in the bowling alley, like we leave what happens or whether you had like the worst day in the world, like it stays at practice.
Mhm.
And like if you had a great day, obviously we celebrate that. But just remembering, okay, well tomorrow you still gotta get back up and keep working. So
Yeah.
Is that all you guys always done well at that? Or are there points in your career where you really figured out, how to make those quick fixes mentally? Because I will say a lot of great athletes, I think where they fall short is there something mentally to where by their fault of their own, a bad day can really affect their career. You see it a lot in golfing, um, in particular positions. In football, you'll see confidence be major factors in it. For bowling, I know a lot of it's technical, but I imagine confidence goes a long way in that too.
I think because it's so technical, there's almost like more of a mental aspect because it's so
Mhm.
easy to mess up. And if you start messing up, you
It's like
just,
golf, right? There's a million
yeah.
things that could have went wrong there.
And so I think that it kind of, for that reason, almost becomes more mental in those ways. And I think, like, obviously, you need a good foundation and physical base to be a good bowler and get to that next level. But I think once you're at like a higher level, to be able to get to like the even next level, you really have to have those mental skills down. Um, and so for me, like I've worked with a like mental performance coach since I was younger, and I think that's really what helped me kind of develop those skills.
I was gonna say, how helpful is that? Because you're seeing more and more people start utilizing the quote unquote mental health coach.
Yeah, I think that for me it was very, very helpful. I was just able to talk through things like that I struggled with, but also it was so much more personalized than, like, kinda anything else you see, whereas, like, sometimes, oh, they'll be like, "Oh, read this book, do this, do that." But that's not really personalized to, like, what you're struggling with and what you need, whereas if you're talking to, like, an actual human being who has, like,
Mhm.
studied psychology and, like, done these things and, like, helped other athletes, I just think it's a lot easier for them to kind of develop a plan to help you get stronger in those areas. I think the mental game is also weird, though, because it's a lot harder to, like, quantify improvements. You can't be like, "Oh, I had 1 session and I know, like, I'm on top of the world now." Like, you don't know that until you go compete, and
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it takes a lot more work over time, I think, to kinda hone in on the mental skills than it does, like, on the physical side, I can be like, "Oh, look at this video I took. My swing's so much better, my footwork's so much
Mhm.
better, my tempo's so much better." But, like, when you're doing that mentally, you just can't, it's not as tangible.
Yeah.
So,
Also, I think Nebraska has a really great sports psych
mhm.
department, and so just being able to utilize them has helped a lot.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, I do. And you're not the only athletes that say that. Athletes across
Mhm.
the board always talk about how helpful that is. Yeah, it's always tricky trying to figure out that balance because, even I know it's probably different, but therapy, still dealing with mental, like the point of therapy is for you not to be in therapy anymore. Like
Mhm.
that is the end goal. So when it comes to like mental coaching, obviously it's different. Is that something where, it's pretty consistently? Is it just when you need it? Is it just when you have a bad day? Or what was the process for you, Jillian?
I think it's really person dependent. I was, like, every, like, 2 weeks-ish for, like, a
Okay, so you
while.
kinda just, like, had a planned schedule.
Yeah, cause I just kinda liked that, and also too, I would compete like a well, if I was competing a lot, it would have to go down, like, if I couldn't find time or whatever. But it was nice to have that schedule because I could kinda go through the things from when I was competing, um, and just figure that out, like, as we went on. I think the other thing is, like, even just developing more of those skills in everyday life, like, helps you in sport because in life, like, it might be happening on, like, a smaller scale, like, let's say I don't have the confidence to do, like, my schoolwork or something like this, or, like, even, like, social interactions or something along those lines to where, like, if I can work on my confidence in those situations, then for me personally, it also helped, like, feed into benefiting my confidence in my support. So, it was just kinda that worked for me because I could find other things to relate to sport and just kinda build that foundation. I think part of that too, like, my initial journey with it was kind of what Kayla said earlier, like, recognizing your self-worth outside of your sport and how important that is also.
Yeah, that's super important. You hear that from athletes all the time, especially the
Yeah.
ones that don't have a plan B. Like, after
Mhm.
they graduate, God forbid, like, an injury or something happens where it gets even if you make it to the NFL or NBA or, you're an actual sponsored making money as a pro bowler, if you got a bad injury, like, all that stuff can just be taken away from you,
Mhm.
and, as much as the people around you care, the national attention that's bringing in the money won't care, and
Exactly.
it's just, like, kind of a sad reality of it. So right now, as it sits, when it comes to school or, even your pro sport, what is that second thing for you that you guys kinda have on the back burner or, in Kayla's case, younger, not nearly as prominent for her, but what are some of the passions even? You can be wide subjects that you guys, if it's not bowling, I enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now the plan would be to bowl in the PWBA tour after college. Um, Obviously, I've like as I've gotten older, I haven't really been able to figure out what I want to do. But right now, it's go get a marketing degree, apply that to bowling, maybe be able to work for a bowling company, and then still allow myself to compete full time on the PWBA tour.
That makes sense though. Like
Yeah.
even if it's not me physically bowling, just
Yeah.
being around the sport of bowling is still a solid goal. Jillian, what about you? I know you kind of got your eyes set as well in a very similar fashion.
I am also a little crazy. So
I didn't use that word.
Well, it's just weird. Like I would love to be able to bowl on tour. And I compete in the summers too now. But kind of once I graduate, I've set it up so I have so many different options. So either I will work in like a lab setting, I will either work in a forensic setting, or my other option is to go on a pre-physician's assistant. Well, I'm on a pre-physician's assistant path, so to go to PA school and then get a degree in that and then work as a physician's assistant. So one of those things. And then depending on that and jobs and all of that stuff, hopefully being able to bowl on tour, even though that sounds crazy. So yeah.
Do you get any trepidation for this, or is this something like, you know what, I've done a lot more than maybe I would have initially expected? Like, no, I'm just going to keep shooting for the stars. Or do you feel any trepidation, or do you feel pretty confident?
I mean, I feel like no matter what happens, I will be able to figure out how to make something work. Like, I think I have a lot of options. And for me, that's really the most important thing. I've learned that if I am passionate about something, I'm fine with doing it, but I still like to have options. It's like with the whole sport path. Like, yeah,
Right.
not a lot of people get injured bowling, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't go out here and get in a car accident and
Mhm.
my entire career could be over. Like, it's scary to think about, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
And so kind of with that, just kind of having those options so that no matter what happens in the future, I kind of am set up for different paths.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, it's crazy. Like you can, I forgot to mention, like you could be outside of sports, right? Like
Yeah.
it could be a Monday and you get hit by a Hyundai.
Yep.
Like it's just can literally be anything out there. I wasn't supposed
Quite
to.
a rhyme.
Yeah, that worked out better in my favor. But speaking of that, where did the confidence come from though? Like for you in particular, you have a lot of confidence. Your resume shows that you've had confidence that's carried with you. Where did that start? And you could even credit, family members or even yourself for it.
I always tell people I don't really know. It just like I've done a lot of work, like I said, kind of on the mental side with that, and I think a lot of it came from there. Um, and just feeling more grounded in my everyday life and just kind of being able to carry that forward. I don't think there was like one point in time where I was like, "Oh, I have confidence." It happened May 16th, 2017 at 5:47 p.m. and 23 seconds. I don't know what I was doing then. But anyway, it's been a long process and I still think that it develops, like even being at school and kind of getting those opportunities to work within sports psych and all of that, where it's just kind of it's a path. It's not even linear, but it's just a path to where you're just continuing to grow. So I think that kind of when I got older and to be like a teenager, I realized how important that was and started working more on it. So I guess I could say then. But
Makes
yeah.
sense. Everyone's, I think, a little bit different, especially in some events like track athletes. I know
Mhm.
they get more of the aha moment because they'll run a lap or a heat and you'll be like, wait a minute, my times are up with these
Yeah.
D1 athletes. Like I wasn't even considering myself, the possibility going power 5. But after I just ran that 400 and dominated and I realized like my time's actually good enough, that's kind of their confidence aha moment. Like I really need to start working on this because I'm capable.
Mhm.
Kayla, what about you? Where did your confidence kind of start to originate? Because I'll say for anyone, I don't think you become a D1 athlete without some sort of confidence to help you get along the way to get through all the workouts and training.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say we're still working on it.
That's totally
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I would hope like not everybody's at their peak confidence already. And there's a fine line too between being overly confident, and we can see that where it goes really far south, and being just confident enough. All right, with that being said, we'll throw it to break here. On the other side, I got to ask you this first. Is there anything you want to tune in on, tie up first before I give my final prompt here that you would want to talk about before we wrap things up?
I mean, we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Like from this past week. The only thing we didn't talk about is training table
We
fluid,
always
but it's
talk about
okay.
Yeah,
training
we always
table.
do talk about training
Yeah.
table fluid.
It's okay though. We can skip it this week and double down next week.
Next
We're
week,
good.
I'll ask you guys your favorite menu item from the
Okay.
training table.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm going to ask it before the break because I want you to think about it. And since the last one's always short, 5 minutes, always fun to do some rapid fire. I want the Mount Rushmore of best movies that you guys have.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. We'll throw it to break, and on the other side, we'll get the Mount Rushmore of favorite movies. Actually, before we do that, are there any good bowling movies out there? When it comes to sports movies, I can't think of a bowling one.
Not like actual like bowling movies. There's like The Big Lebowski, which has bowling in it,
okay.
like stuff like that. Yeah. So, but not like
Bowling.
yeah.
All right, I was trying to think of some cheap favorites that might make it on the list, but I don't think the one that you just mentioned might be on there. Who knows? Maybe it will be. Don't go anywhere. We'll go to break here on the other side. You can find out spare time with Jillian and Kayla.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This First is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. We're wrapping things up here. Spare time with a couple of Husker Bowlers. I gave them the prompt before the break. I want their Mount Rushmore of their best movies. 4 movies. That is what the Mount Rushmore includes. So I'll throw it over to the Bowlers. And again, with Mount Rushmore, there's no particular order. We don't rank the presidents on the mountain, nor will we rank the movies you guys select for this Mount Rushmore. So, Jillian or Kayla, I'll let you guys pick who goes first. Give me your first movie that belongs on the Mount Rushmore.
La La Land.
I actually can't say if I've seen that. Who's the star actor?
It's Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Is it
I've never seen it.
romance?
Yes.
Rom-com?
Rom-com.
Okay, maybe I have. Sounds familiar.
You've never seen La La Land?
I actually like some rom-coms too, so maybe
It's
I should
on
watch
Netflix.
it. No, okay, I have not seen this. This is newer though.
Oh, it's like a musical though, borderline. I will tell you that.
Okay, well now we're in treading into
But it's a
different
rom
territory.
com. It is a rom com. I think that like Google will say rom com.
Let's see what they got for description here. A romantic comedy drama, so a rom-com. Okay, probably not gonna put it on my list, but maybe I'll try it if I'm searching for movies and I got nothing else. I'll check out Ryan Gosling. He is a fantastic actor.
Exactly.
Beyond the looks.
Only because I watched it recently on an international flight. Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, I was gonna put that on mine.
You can still put it on yours. You guys don't have to. You can have some shared
I might
Mount
change
Rushmores.
mine.
Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians? Are you kidding me?
That's such a good movie.
This is outrageous.
Yeah, I'm not. Man. Well, that's a 2018 film. You are dropping some newer films. Like
Oh, I don't watch the old stuff.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Like,
I do have one older movie on my list.
okay, let's hear it. Maybe I'm in.
Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico.
That's a very specific Scooby-Doo film.
That was my favorite childhood
I don't
movie.
know if I can see. My favorite childhood movie was Fox and the Hound,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh,
you had to
that is
watch
a good
that on the
movie.
VHS.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
But it's not my Mount Rushmore. But as a childhood film, absolutely.
I just like I haven't watched it in a long time, but whenever someone asks me my favorite movie, it like comes to my head first. And like the last 2 months, for some reason, I just keep thinking about it. So maybe it's a sign.
Which
I
one?
need to watch it.
The-
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, wild. I used to love Scooby-Doo though.
We all did at one point. I think it's a
Exactly.
natural phase for young kids to, at one point, especially in our era growing up, because you guys aren't too far off from me. Scooby-Doo was always a big thing. All right, Kayla, give me one of yours. Give me 2 if you're matched one with her already.
Well, obviously Crazy Rich Asians. We already talked about that.
Okay, so you got one, or are you replacing it?
No, I replaced another one with Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay.
Happy Gilmore.
Okay, see, there's one. Easy.
Yeah.
Definitely belongs on someone's Mount Rushmore.
Mhm.
It might be up there for me, too. I'd have to really think about it.
It's pretty good, personally. Murder Mystery.
Is that with Adam Sandler? Jennifer Aniston?
Mhm.
Okay. I have seen like only 3/4 of it.
It's
It was
pretty
good.
good.
Just Mount Rushmore is tough, especially when we're thinking of you just went from like Happy Gilmore to Murder Mystery, and like, I think there's such a gap between those films.
I just don't watch a lot of movies, so this is just my favorite. I don't know. And then Anyone But You. The new one. Sydney Sweeney.
No, I haven't seen that one either.
Such a good
I'm realizing I need to
Came
watch
out
more
this
movies.
summer.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why I haven't seen it.
It's on Netflix. You might need to watch it tonight.
Okay.
Jillian, how many more do you got left?
I just have one left.
One left. All right, let's hear it.
It's a Disney movie, but it's a newer Disney movie. It's actually a Pixar movie. It's Soul.
I've heard good things about it. Have not watched
I
it.
really like that movie. That's like my if I need a movie to fall asleep to.
That's the one.
Soul, right there. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Kayla, did you give your full list already? You got one more too, don't you?
No, that was all.
Okay, quick.
Yeah.
Name them each then. Give me your Mount Rushmores, and then we can always let your bowlers, if they listen back to this, they can decide who won.
Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico.
Strong candidate.
Soul. Crazy Rich Asians and La La Land.
Mine were Happy Gilmore, Murder Mystery, Anyone But You, and Crazy Rich Asians.
That's not bad. We got a little bit of time here left, so I'm just gonna age myself here. I'm curious how many of these you know. All right, so Forrest Gump. Okay, you guys
No.
have seen it?
Haven't seen it. I know it though.
Okay, if you watch it, it will be on your Mount Rushmore.
Would it though?
I really think it would. It's one of the best movies. Shawshank Redemption.
No.
No.
Heard of it? No.
Great film. Castaway.
No.
No.
Saving Private Ryan. You've probably seen that one, right?
No.
Trying to think of man, what is a really good film that I would think everyone's probably seen at this point? Because you guys aren't that much younger than me. Give me your favorite film from like the 2010 to 2015 era.
Ooh.
Or even 2005 if you really want to help me out.
High School Musical.
I watched it. I remember seeing it on TV when they used to just air those on nonstop. I think it was every day.
When was Mean Girls?
Mean Girls?
That's around that time.
White Chicks? Have you guys seen White Chicks?
I watched it the other night.
Okay, there we go. I am happy to leave
That
on
was
that
good.
one. Would you guys would that put in your comedy Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can agree on that. I had to find some common ground here. All right, we're going to wrap things up here, though. Where can they follow you guys on Twitter, Instagram, any of those if you want them to do so?
At Jillian Martin Bowling.
At Kayla.Starr28.
Absolutely. Go ahead and do it. Give those guys a follow. This has been Spare Time. It will be, this is their third show. They'll join us again next week for the same time, every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. Appreciate you guys listening, or excuse me, from 9 to 10 p.m. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll do it again next week. Talk to you later.